Hey guys, what's up? Alec back with the daily stock market, and today what we're going to be talking about is the most favorite video on the channel. It's going to be the top 10 stocks to have on your watch list this week, and the best part is it's going to be filled with price alerts where I think it's the most realistic and the best prices where I'm going to be buying these stocks at too. First off though, we have to address this fake page that's going around on my YouTube videos and commenting on my videos. Does this guy not know that they're my videos and I can just delete his comments and flag him and report him? So he has been reported and I have deleted all the comments. And he's made his name exactly the same as mine with no capitals in the front. And he also tried to steal my logo too, but he didn't do a good job because it didn't even fill up the entire circle. Also, always remember whenever I reply to a DM, my name's gonna appear highlighted like in this diagram right here that I put here. You'll see my name is highlighted, and I will never reach out to you in the comment section and tell you to text my number. I'll never put my number in the comment section, and I'll never say to contact me or anyone else through WhatsApp. So again, I never contact anyone through the comments, and I never put anything about WhatsApp, or I never list my phone number either. The only place you can actually get a hold of me is on Instagram, and I'll drop my profile right here. It has 40,000 followers, so if it's this page right here and you're DMing me, you know it's me. That's the only way I actually contact people, through this page here on Instagram direct messages. But we do have an exciting video. Let's go over the top 10 stocks to buy, and drop an early thumbs up on this video if you are a supporter of mine. I know a lot of you guys have made money last week from the video, so let's make money this week also. All right, and enough time wasted, let's get right into the video.
Guys, so first let's recap our performance in the last 3 months. We're up 34%, $6,100. In the last month, we're up $1,949. And the last week we are down about $1 and we are up at $400 at one point, and we went as low as about -600 at one point too. So we've climbed the ladder, and success is never just a straight line up. You'll see even on my 1 month chart that I'm up 8% on. We were pretty flat here for a long time, and then we shot up in just 1 week. We had an excellent week, and then the next week we had an excellent week after that. We had a misstep, so we went back down to 7%. We were up at 9% at one point, and then we stepped up and had another good week too. And in the last 3 months, you can kind of see those dips and valleys the whole way through. So success is never just a straight line straight to the top. You're going to see some weeks that are better than others and some weeks that are worse than others too. Okay, so the first stock we're going to be talking about today is American Airlines. They're down about 4% on the day, and the past week they're still up 6%. They were all the way up to 11% at one point. So if you look at the month here, they're down 6%, and they had a recent shoot up from these two dates here. Now if we go to the 3-month chart, they're up 28%. So they haven't had a very well 3 months and a very good 3 months. But if you pull up the year chart, they are still down from the pandemic. So for a long-term hold at $15, I think you're getting a great deal, because in the next 5 years, I can see them up closer to $40 or even $50, at least a 2x on your money. Now, in my opinion, this stock can get lower than $15, and it can probably even go back to closer to $13 a share. So what you'll see is there was a popular resistance for a long time, right at $13, $12, support and resistance, and then it went down to $11, and then it just shot up for 3 months straight all the way to $17, and it looks like it's working its way back towards that original resistance and support around $13 a share. So I would say American Airlines right at about $13.50, even $14. The lower it goes, the more money I'll be personally adding in. This is the one that I have been swing trading for a long time. We were buying them at $9, $11, and trading them all the way up to $17 and selling around $17 too. So this is a great one to have on your list if you're looking at long term, or even if you're looking at swing trade. You want to get in right around $13 a share. And for long term, you can buy at 14, you can buy at 15 if you plan on holding it for 2 to 3 years, or even longer than that. All right, guys, so the next one on the list that we haven't talked about in a while is going to be CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines, and they're at $20 a share now. Remember when they were at $11 a share or even lower than that? In the past week, they're up 3%, and in the past month, they're down about 6%. Look at this swing trade potential here. Goes down to 20 and then back up to 21. So if you're interested in about a 10% gain, That's an easy swing trade right there. But in the past 3 months, they really stepped it up from $12 a share. Because before that, remember, they were trading at $12 a share for quite a while. As soon as the pandemic hit, they went from a $50 stock all the way down to about an $8, $7 stock, where I was buying a lot of Carnival. And then they continued up, and they actually went all the way up to $16 a share, and everyone thought they were back. And then what happened? They went all the way back down to $12, and everyone was freaking out again. And then they hit a record of 24 this year, $24. That's not even where the stock is now. But remember, everyone thought it was over, and it was all smooth sailing, no pun intended, for Carnival once they were at 24. But then they downtrended all the way to $13 a share. And then they traded around 13, 15 for a while. They went up to 17. So I think that this one can easily get back down to at least $14 or $15 a share. Now, remember, with Carnival, it's not like the airlines. They didn't get any stimulus bailout money from the government, and they are not cruising at all. 0 passengers and 0 revenue, guys. The airlines are at least carrying people, and they're getting some revenue in, where Carnival has no revenue at all, absolutely 0. So it's not unrealistic to see Carnival stock back at $15 a share. Some people say $12 a share, which I don't think it'll ever go that low, or $13 a share. Maybe if we have another huge breakout again, something like that could happen. But I think $15 a share is very reasonable, and this is a great long-term hold because they were holding at the $40, $50 range very consistently for about 4 years consistently. And then all of a sudden, a once-in-a-100-year event comes, and they absolutely eat the dust, they eat dirt, and they crash, crash, crash. So this is what we want to take advantage of, is travel. And I'm gonna make a full video on sectors that I think are gonna be popping in 2021. That video will include like 3 to 5 different sectors, but I'll tell you right now, one of them I think is gonna be travel. That's gonna be booming in 2021 and 2022. So you definitely want to get into the travel sector while you still can, because for this stock in the next 5 years, I think it could easily be reaching back up to $40 or even $60 in the next 5 years, which would be a consistent 20 to 30% gain per year if you held the stock for 5 years. So overall, I think Carnival is a great long-term hold, and $15 a share is very realistic for them. Even if you want to put your price alert at $15.50, that's totally fine too. Okay, and the next one we have to talk about today is going to be Moderna, and it's at $129 a share right now. In the past week, you'll actually see they're up 14%. So they've actually been on a little bit of a heater here, 14% in the last week. You can see our position, we only have $500 worth. We're up about 5%, and we have an average cost of $122. Now, in the last month, they're actually down 6%, because remember in December, they were up to 140, and then they took a spill all the way down to 102, which was a great time to be buying, and you guys should have definitely been loading up around $102 a share. Now, who knows? We probably can't get back to $104 a share. It looks like it's going through a swing trade right now. And right now, the resistance and support are right around 140 all the way up to about 150 or even 162. So I think that in the long term, in the next 3 months, which is not really long term, but I think in the next 3 months, 4 months, we can see Moderna back to 150 or 140 again, which would be a nice little bit of a gain there too. Now, in my opinion, I think we can see Moderna going as low as about 115 or 120 again. So I'd put my price alert right around 115 or 120. 120 is a great deal, and I probably wouldn't pass it up if it went back down to 120. And you can actually see the bottom support right here is 104. So it could possibly touch that low again. I don't think it will, just because we're going to see more contracts with the vaccine and more good news with this vaccine as it goes further, as moving forward. Now, what can happen also with the vaccine is we can see some bad news. For example, if people are rejecting the vaccine, their bodies aren't accepting it, and we see some side effects, we can see this one plummet all the way back down to 70, 60, 40, $20 a share. So this one is risky because there is still a lot unknown about Moderna. But the good thing about this stock is they're not just a one-trick pony with the vaccine. They have a bunch of other stuff up their sleeve too. So if you want to look through this stock a little bit, read some articles about them, and maybe even watch some interviews with their CEO too. That's something I always like to do, is watching the interviews with the CEO on companies I do like and companies I do want to load up for. So I think overall this could be a great stock that can make a lot of people money if you play it the right way. All right, so the next one we have to talk about is Twitter. And about 6 to 12 months ago, big tech was all anyone ever talked about. Now everyone's refocusing their attention more towards like the energy sector, EV sector, and even like the biogenomics and a few other sectors too have been really, really hot, and big tech has been cooling off. Now Twitter is down about 18% in the last month. Twitter is the one we're talking about right now. And Twitter can be a great play because what happened recently, we all know, is that the president of the United States got booted off Twitter, and that really sank its stock because all the way up until January 5th, they were about 16% up in the last 3 months. And then they took a big spill. They lost all their gains, and now they're down 2.7%. Now, in the last year, they're still up 34% because they did recover quite nicely. And they took another big spill right here down to $41. But in my opinion, I think they can get down to $41 again. And if they go below $40, this is one that you're probably not going to want to pass up for the long term. If Twitter does go below $40, I would definitely want to take advantage of that. Now, it does look like this is a great swing trade opportunity here too, because what do you see happen with Twitter? It goes up, and then it goes from $16 to $45 in a short span, and then all the way back down to $28. And then it goes all the way up to $45 again, which is a very popular resistance in the past. And then they go all the way down to $30. And they went as low as $23 at 1.2. So if this one gets below $40 to $30 a share, I'm personally going to be picking up a bunch of Twitter for the long term and probably swing trading, honestly. I would love to buy in at about $30 a share and then swing trade it all the way up to about $50 a share. And the all-time high is about $55 a share. So $50 a share is very realistic for the long term for Twitter. So this is one you definitely don't want to sleep on right now, especially because they're so sensitive to news. So if you look back on this week right here, I'm sure there was something positive in the news, and then there was probably something negative after that. And these big drops right here are probably negative things in the news. So as soon as something good happens in the news or more negative stuff happens, you can watch the news carefully, and you can play Twitter accordingly to the news that's coming out and swing trade it accordingly too. All right, so the next one on the list is going to be Walgreens, and we won't talk too much about this one because we have already talked about this one in past videos that I'm sure you guys are probably sick of me talking about it too. But we have about $700 in equity. We're up about 15% right now, and we're averaging at about $42 a share. Now, if we look at the last 1 month, they're up 19%. So they've been on an absolute heater recently. I was telling you guys to buy right around $39, $40 a share. Even when it was at $38 a share, we were saying buy too. So this one's up about 30% in the last 3 months, which is excellent. And in the last year, it's down. It's up until recently, it's been having some trouble in the stock market. And you'll see it was even up to about $82 at one point. I think that it can go to new all-time highs again in the next 5 years. The next 5 years, it should have a really nice upward trajectory. And the good thing about this one is the whole vaccine. So we've talked about it many of times. And what you'll see is it does tend to spike up here and then go back down. Spike up and go back down. And what do you see it's doing now? It's spiking up. But in my opinion, it won't go back down like these last trends have happened. I think at this point, it's bottomed out to the point where it's setting itself up and it has a bright future ahead of them, Walgreens. So if this gets to about $45 a share, I'll probably be buying in slowly. And if it gets to $42 a share, I'll be buying a little bit more. And if it gets as low as $40 a share, I'll be buying more heavily, and so on and so forth. If it gets to $35, I'll be buying a lot more. So ideally, I want to see the stock right around $40 or $35 again to be buying a lot more, because I already have about an $800 position, $747 to be exact. You guys get the point though. Let's get on to the next stock. Now this stock, Wix.com here, ticker symbol WIX, was in the last video that we shot, so we're not going to spend too much time on this one. It is on the list right now. It's one I'm buying actively. I'm buying at about, I have an average cost of $246. So I'm down about 2%, and I'll be buying more on Monday and Tuesday if it continues to go down. If you want a full update about this video, this is one of my favorite ones I'm trading in the stock market right now. If you want a full update on this video, go ahead and watch my most recent video before this one. So the video I put out right before this one, I think it was on Saturday. It was a really good video. Go ahead and check that out. And it's 3 stocks to trade now, and Wix was one of them. And Wix is a really good trade in my opinion right now, because what we went over is that it does go up and down very rapidly. So it's a really good swing trade. And in the last 8 months or 6 months or so, hasn't gone below the support of $240 something. Now, we did say that this one can get as low as 220, which I would love to be eating up all the shares at that point if it does get below 220, because this is a great long-term hold. Also, it's not only just a swing trade. So if you want more information on this one, watch the video from Saturday. And if you are watching my full videos, I am going to be giving out $5 to the first 5 people that comment below what stock is their favorite from this video. Screenshot it, send me it on Instagram for proof, and I'll send you $5. Alright, so the next one on the list can be a very interesting stock. Ticker symbol SKLZ, Skills. They're a mobile gaming development company. And gaming development is a very interesting sector on the stock market because not too many competitors, right? So you have the big dogs that you definitely want to be diversified in. And what's interesting about this stock is Cathie Wood has been seen talking about it. And it'll be interesting to see if Cathie Wood adds this one into their ARK ETF. Now, in the last 1 month, they're up 34%, and they've been having highs and lows. So it looks like they're a pretty good swing trade also. In the last 3 months, they're up 78%. In the last year up, they're up 150%. So it's definitely one you want to have your eye on. They're pretty close to all-time highs, and I would want to be buying at this one right around $20 to $22 a share. I'd probably start buying them right around $20, but if you can get them below $20 a share, $19, $18 a share, I would definitely want to load up on this one for a long-term play. Or even just a swing trade would be fine with this one as well. Alright, so we won't spend too much time talking about Beyond Meat because I'm sure you guys are sick of me talking about them by now. By the way, comment below on what stocks you want me to talk about more about, and I'll spend more time on those stocks too, so you can give me an idea. But in the last week, they're up 19%. So if you weren't buying at $116, I feel sorry for you. I have an average cost of $128 because I was buying all over the place. I was buying at $116, $125, $130 because I believe in this stock long term, and this is going to be at least a 12 to 24 month hold for me, and I have about $2,000 or more, probably closer to $3,000 in this stock, and we're up over 10% on it now. Now in the last month they're about flat because as you can see they go up and down, and the last 3 months they're down 25%, guys. So you definitely want to take advantage of any great stocks you see that are down 25%. I don't care if it's Facebook, Google, any great stocks. If you see them down 25% from their all-time high and you plan on holding them for long term, that's a great 25% discount that you're getting on a stock right now. And if they're a great company, they're probably going to do a new all-time high again. So that's going to be basically a free 25% on any great stocks you see down. Now, it might take a little bit of time for them to recoup the 25%, but hey, in my opinion, it's going to be better to put your money into a stock like this rather than just having it sitting in a savings account, just collecting dust. In my opinion, this one can easily reach new all-time highs again, and we can see it going up to $200 a share in the next few years here too. And I'm sure you guys all saw that they have been getting into Taco Bell and other fast food restaurants like Dunkin' Donuts. I've been saying this for a long time and knew it was coming. So you kind of have to be on top of these things and be proactive and not reactive. So reactive is when you see this kind of news come out and then you start buying the stock. What you want to do is be proactive and be researching up on these big companies to see if any partnerships are coming up in the future, listening to conference calls to see if there's any good news coming up too. If you guys don't want to do all that stuff, I can do it for you. That's what my close friends list is for. I listen to conference calls, do deep dives on stocks every single day of my life. And then I post the best ones on my close friends list that I think can make you money, and also post them here on YouTube for you guys to actually make money. So if you guys do appreciate that, leave a thumbs up on this video. Now QCOM is the next on the list, and you guys know that we have to have a 5G stock on the list. This is a great stock for 5G, and you should definitely be diversified in 5G because I think it's going to be growing rapidly over the next few years. Their all-time high is at 162, which I think they can easily beat. I have an average cost of 148, which I would recommend probably buying around the $148 mark, $150 mark for your price point and your price alert. I only have $53 currently. I think I meant to buy $500 of them, but we're up 6% on this stock too. We're going to be buying a lot more of QCOM as soon as they go back down, which I think they can go back down to 148. And this is a great long-term hold. It's not really going to be a swing trade. This is going to be more of a long-term hold and a play to hold for a long time. Over the last year, they're up 74%. And the next year, I think they can at least get 20 to 30% gain in the next 1 year too. And if you look at the last 5 years, they're up 240%, which is definitely amazing. But look how much of their growth has just came in the last 1 year. Majority of it. That's an exponential growth. So typically you have to be a little bit skeptical of stocks that just shot up like this and were flat for so long. Tesla's another great example, but Tesla's a completely different company. They're a beast stock. Nothing can absolutely stop Tesla. And Tesla's going to the moon. No, I'm just kidding. But am I really though? So this is a great option if you are getting in at around $140. Now this is a great option if you are getting in at around $140 to $150. And the last one we have to talk about today is going to be Caterpillar, ticker symbol CAT. And this one's about a $200 stock now, $194. And it was all the way down to about $100 at one point back in March. Now, if you go back to one of my videos, I was telling you guys to buy right around 125 on this one. And then it shot up since. This is a great one that you guys all know. Anytime you see like a bulldozer or any big construction equipment, they have a lot to do with an infrastructure and machinery. And Joe Biden really wants to fix up America, the roads, and do a lot of construction and infrastructure maintenances. So Caterpillar, I think, is going to be a great one that's going to be growing with Joe Biden in the next 4 years of his term too. So you definitely want to be watching out for Caterpillar, especially if you believe in Joe Biden and you really like what he's doing. Have your eye on some infrastructure ones like Caterpillar, some other construction companies, and also have your eye on solar. He's a big solar advocator, any renewable energy. He likes cannabis a lot. So if you guys want me to do a full cannabis video next, comment below. And he's also really big on healthcare too. So those are definitely some sectors that you want to be watching out for, especially if you believe in Joe Biden. And if I could be buying this one right around 160, which is a pretty popular resistance for them in the past, I think they can get down to like 170 at least. 175 is a great buy point for them for a long-term hold. So this is going to be one you're going to want to at least hold for 2 to 4 years if you buy in at as high as 170. If they get lower than that, like 120, 130, 140, it's more of a swing trade. But if you're buying as high as 170, in my opinion, you definitely want to be holding this for a long term.
So guys, I hope you did enjoy that video and you found some useful information in it. I hope you actually added these stocks to your watch list. If you need additional help, more one-on-one help, or if you're a beginner that knows nothing about the stock market, I have a training course that will take you all the way from A to Z, everything about the stock market. So if you don't know anything about the stock market and you want to learn from someone like me, then go ahead and reach out to me on Instagram. This is my profile here, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Now we have over 300 successful students, so we are growing and growing every single day. So if you want to be a part of the family, now is definitely the time to get in the stock market. The stock market has been going up, 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 and away. So if you guys want in on the action and you don't know where to put your money and you don't want to lose it, I have a great program. It's not day trading at all. It's long-term investing in swing trades. So it's very safe. It's extremely safe. And I like to call it low risk, high reward investing, because the risk is very low with this program, but the reward is still very great. And even if you only have $5,000, if you get a 10% gain on $5,000, that's $500 just from 10%. If you get 30% gain, that's $1,500 that you can easily make in the stock market. So now you understand why it's so popular. But on the flip side, if you lose 20% of $5,000, that can be $1,000, and now you're only down to $4,000 to play with. So it's never good to think you have it all figured out yourself and just kind of randomly go at it and kind of guess your way through the stock market. You want proven strategies to be effective in the stock market, especially for the long term. Otherwise, it's kind of just like gambling and you might as well go to Vegas at that point. But that was the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Reach out to me on Instagram. Share this video with a friend, drop a like on the video, and comment below your favorite stocks from this video. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. And remember, don't time the market, buy the market. Peace.